delegates. My name is Jennie Ward, and I am running to be your next representative in the Utah State Legislature. It has been my pleasure to get to know each of you over the past few weeks. We live in a beautiful part of the state, and my love for the area has only grown as I've made new friends during this process. A little bit about me. My husband Evan and I have been married for 23 years. We have two wonderful children. Sydney is a senior at Salem Hills High, and Sam is a first grader at Foothills Elementary. I grew up in Salt Lake City, graduated from Kearns High. I received a bachelor's degree in journalism from the University of Georgia and a master's degree in counseling from the University of North Alabama. I like to spend my time with my family, read, go camping, and I tend to obsessively listen to audiobooks. I bring to you a unique background and skill set. I sometimes think of myself as a professional volunteer. This job allows me to perform my most important role as a wife and a mother. For the past 10 years, I have served in schools and education-related organizations, including the Utah State PTA. While I am currently a stay-at-home mom, I was also a working mom when my daughter was young. I understand the challenges of both situations. With 7 candidates for this House seat, I want to be as direct as possible in explaining my positions on different issues so that you can get a clear picture about how I will vote. However, at the end of the day, I will represent you, and that means your thoughts and opinions matter and will be considered. The U.S. Constitution. I will always support the United States Constitution, including the Second Amendment. I am not in favor of so-called red flag laws and believe the right to bear arms is just that, the right to own a gun. The Utah Constitution closely parallels the U.S. Constitution in protecting basic rights. I appreciate this and know that I will not have a problem supporting and defending both documents. Education. Utah has an amazing public education system. It's true that we spend less per student than any other state, but it's also true that we are among a very few states that have the largest percentage of our budget allocated to education. This means that in terms of funding, education in Utah is getting a pretty big piece of the pie. While I'm not opposed to increasing education funding, it needs to be done responsibly and sustainably. It needs to be purposeful. I am never in favor of throwing money at a problem, hoping it will fix itself. I am hopeful that the proposed constitutional amendment you will see on the ballot in November will help provide stability and flexibility in the state school fund to ensure our children have the resources they need to succeed in the future. One thing is certain, we have amazing teachers and administrators. That has been solidified over and over again, particularly during the current at-home learning program. Thank you, teachers. Mental health. A large part of my background is in mental health and volunteering in schools. I realize that our schools are doing everything they can to help students improve their mental health, but they don't have enough tools. Teachers and administrators are not professional mental health therapists. School counselors do have training in that area, but their jobs entail so much more than therapy. I will work to ensure that every public school has at least one full-time mental health counselor who has the sole responsibility to provide counseling services to students. Our students, families, and communities need this support. Local first. To quote former Secretary of Agriculture Ezra Taft Benson, I believe that the smallest or lowest level of government that can possibly undertake a task is the one that should do so. First, the community or city. If the city cannot handle it, then the county. Next, the state. And only if no smaller unit can possibly do the job should the federal government be considered. Many of you have asked about my opinion on the quarantine and stay-at-home directives. Almost every state has enacted statewide stay-at-home directives. In Utah, Governor Herbert has provided guidance but has left the final decision about our freedoms up to the local leaders. I applaud his leadership in this area as we all navigate through this public health crisis. We live in a great state and nation. I am proud to be an American, proud to be a Utahn, and extremely proud to live in the Spanish Fork Salem area. We have much to be grateful for and much to protect. I am committed to ensuring our future is bright and secure. Thank you for your vote.